Hello, everyone. Welcome back again. Yes. Not sure what happened. We got disconnected. So we're back. And hopefully we can just make it go. Josh, don't log into the guest thing. That way I don't have to hit the guest thing at all. Just let us stay here with the three of us. All right. All right. So in the last video, if you guys had already tuned in, tonight, in case you guys are just watching it, tonight we're talking about traits of a wife. The last video that we got disconnected from, we already went over the feminine part, the femininity. Men need their prospective wives, to be feminine women. Most men are not attracted to masculine women. Masculine acting, most of them not masculine looking either. So you need to have your feminine. Now we're working on the cooperative. Did we get through that one?
We did.
All right, we got through the cooperative.
But Josh had asked the question, why do women have a problem being cooperating? And I said, I think that the problem is because we like to be in charge. Mm-hmm. We just like to be in charge. We like to think that our way is the only way, is the best way, and that's it.
Right. Very true. I agree. I believe a lot of us have control issues, and we're not looking for a husband to lead. We're looking for a man we can control. You want to control where his money go. You want to control where your money go. You want to control what happens with the children. You want to control where you live. You want to control everything. And the thing about it is, that's not a relationship. A lot of times men when they end up with women like that, they find themselves where they wish they never had married you. And the crazy thing about it is, sometimes they step off. Sometimes they will pack up their stuff and they leave, because if they feel like you have to control everything, then why are they here? If they don't have no use, there's no reason for them to stay. So you have to understand that they have feelings, and them being in control and being a leader, that's a part of their manhood. That's a part of their pride. So every time you want to take control of something, realize that you taking a punch at his manhood. All right. Got anything on that, Jen?
Yeah, it's something that Dan always says to me. He said the Bible doesn't command me to love him.
No, it doesn't. Not at all.
It does not. It does not say, wives, love your husband. It commands me to respect him, honor him.
Yeah.
And when you really dissect that and look at that, it's interesting to answer Joshua's question of why we're non-cooperative, because I believe when God made us, he knew that about us. Mm-hmm. Going back to Adam and Eve. Adam was walking with God in the cool of the day. He was happy, drama free, lion, sit down. How you doing? Play catch, fetch, whatever. And Eve was the one. Yeah. I don't understand this. This tree looks just as good as the other ones.
Yeah.
And not only did we disobey God, but we weren't just happy. I mean, think about it. Eve could have just disobeyed God and that been a wrap. No, Adam, you gonna eat it too.
Yeah.
Yep, take a bite. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Adam probably sitting there like, man, I'm good. I just ate. But no, you're gonna eat it too. And it's been embedded in us, and it's something we need to check, ladies, because when you emasculate your man, you take his purpose away. And a man with no purpose is no different with a woman with no purpose. Anybody with no purpose. When you take purpose away, it's like, okay, what is the use? Why am I here? Right. Why are we together?
Yeah.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. And our next trait that men look for when they look for women. This one's gonna sting too, ladies, because I know this is what we like to do. It's know when to talk. When I was getting married to my second husband, I remember my mother telling me, she was like, "Ma, come here." And I'm like, "What, Ma?" She was like, let me give you this little bit of advice. And I said, "What, Ma?" She was like, "Pick your battles." She was like, that's one thing you have to learn in marriage. You have to learn how to pick your battle. Everything doesn't need to be a war. Everything doesn't. And I didn't know that. Look, I'm one, I was young. I didn't really want to be with him anyway. So my mouth got the best of me all the time. Like if I had to tell you about yourself, I felt like, oh, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. Not realizing that I was doing more damage, causing more stress, causing more strife in the house that I had to still live in, just to end up, we was gonna end up divorce anyway. But I'm sure that helped to progress our divorce even faster than what it was. Jen?
You know what's funny? So when I was about, I say about 15, 16 years old, I got the privilege of living with my great-grandparents for a little bit. And it was right before my great-grandfather had passed away, Pops. So anybody that knows anything about our family, Nana had trouble seeing, Pops had trouble hearing. And I remember this woman used to just holler at this man. And I would always sit and be like, man, she be just all day, just Charlie, you didn't do this, Charlie. I'll be like, gosh, and I'll never forget, y'all. I was sitting on the couch and my Pops was just cool about it. Cool breeze, just wasn't phased, just looking at the TV, watching the baseball game. And then I guess like she came in, she said what she said, and he turned to me and he went to his hearing aid and turned it back up and said, "She done?" I said, "Good golly, Miss Ma." I said, "You had your hearing aid off?" He said, "I don't need to hear the game. I can figure it out." He said, "But is she done?" I was like, "She done." He go, "All right." And in that moment, he said his words, "Hey, when you get older, learn when to shut up." I'm like, all right. And it stuck with me. It's funny because women, I can't even say we're three-dimensional. We have so much going on in our head.
Yeah.
The men don't ask us what we thinking. We thinking about spaghetti. We thinking about new shoes. We thinking about a video we just saw. I gotta call my mama. I gotta go pay a bill. There's so many thoughts that don't link to each other going on in here. Men, no sir. When I talk to my husband, I gotta give him. He said, "Give me the meat and potatoes. Don't give me all them sides. I need." I don't need the backstory to the backstory. What am I supposed to do? All right, you want me to go to the kitchen? Okay, kitchen. Keyword kitchen. Like they don't, and it's not because, and we always say they're dumb. They're not dumb. They just it's too much. They don't want that. So when when you're doing all that talking and nagging, it's to them, it's like, okay, she say this all the time. And I know for us, we might say, oh, well, if you did it, I wouldn't have to pick and choose your battles. One thing I learned this time around, my silence is louder than any words I have to say.
Amen to that.
That's true. That's true.
I can sit back, and my husband said, I had a conversation with you in my head. Oh, okay. Well, what did I say to you in your head? You have to learn, and it gives you leverage, ladies. I'm spilling the tea here. When you're not one to constantly, my great grandfather said, a dog that's always barking, nobody believes bites. Bottom line, if you're always I'ma do, he's like, okay, yeah, she said that last week. But when you do speak, you're heard, because you don't speak all the time. Right. So I can say in this marriage, when I finally do sit my husband down, say, can I talk to you? He's like, oh. I got all ears. It's, oh, what you got to say, girl? What's going on? Let's just sit down, talk to me. Let me put the kids to bed. I got your undivided attention, because you know that's not the way I flow all the time. I'm slow to speak. I'm quick to think.
Right. Very
good. Yeah.
V?
One of my favorite scriptures in the Bible that I live by is, a man would rather be on the rooftop.
Yes, he would.
I mean, somewhere else. I don't know what the rooftop is. He can pick whatever it is. than
In
to
Dubai.
be in Dubai, than to be in the house with a nagging, brawling woman.
Ooh.
And I think that what women don't realize is our words. A wise woman builds a house, and a foolish one. We have such the ability to tear down with our mouth, because our mouth is powerful. So one of the things, the words that my husband uses is finesse. And a lot of times finesse will take you a long way, because just because you feel like you have the right to say it, timeliness is very important. Right. So you have to ask yourself, do I or do I not confront? Because everything is not a confrontation. I promise you, everything is not a confrontation. Derek can say something to me, and I'll just kind of look over, and I'm like, oh, okay. That's my favorite word. Oh, okay. Try it. Oh, okay. You know, because the thing is, when I say, oh, okay, that means, oh, okay. You know, I don't always have to battle and say my part and go through this whole thing, because then it turns into words that you can't take back. And because we are, as Jennifer said, we are deep thinkers. So now some women, you done thought back on what he did 5 years ago, and now you're going to bring that up. Well, you know, it's just like 5 years ago when you did such and such. And he's like, I did that 5 years ago. Then you're going to be thinking, you know, because I know what you're thinking. I know what you're going to do. So now you also a future reader, you're a future teller, because you know what he's going to do tomorrow. And all kinds of stuff comes out our mouth because we are all over the place. But if we stop and just think before we speak, and just learn to say sometimes, oh, okay, all right. Now, when you do confront, let your words be sweet. Let it be gentle. Everything is not. I had somebody say, well, that's some white girl stuff. Sometimes we need to put our breathy Barbie on.
Notice
breathy Barbie.
And I hate to say it, notice most of them be having men's and be married.
Look, who you telling?
Thank
most
you.
of them,
Breathy
if you
Barbie.
check.
You know, sometimes, and I'm not saying that we got to be fake, but I'm saying that sometimes we too rough around the edges. We talk with our, I mean, we talk with our whole body. We roll our eyes and we can't. And then the thing is, we got to pick and choose when you say things. Do not ever confront your man in public. That is the number one no. I don't care what he says. I don't care what he does. If you cannot go somewhere with your man and act right, then stay home. Because your body language, your face, your everything shows. And then now you have embarrassed him, and no man wants to be embarrassed. He may never say anything to you, but he has so much lack of trust, and it's called the turtle syndrome. He will climb into that shell and he will not let you in, because now you have damaged him. You have said words that are degrading, and he tunes you totally out.
Yep.
So women, no matter what happens, and I get it, sometimes men can do some stuff. Trust me. Oh, I know. Don't ever listen to these words now. Don't you ever be out in public. I've seen something, I think yesterday or today on Facebook. I guess the guy was doing something to a girl, or he had a girlfriend or something like that. And this woman she recorded a Facebook Live or something like that. And she was like, come over here. Come over here. No. Bring yo over here. And I was just like, I know she ain't talking to this girl man like that. And she told him, tell her what you had to say. And I'm looking like, I'm like, are you serious, lady? I'm like, I know good and well you were not talking to this man like he is a kid. And yes, she was. She was talking to him like that. And I'm just like, he gonna continue to run out. Hey, Josh, we good? Are we on live? Are we on Facebook Live? I see Josh on Facebook saying you good now. Yeah, we good now. was thinking like, this is the reason why you're pushing him into the arms of another woman.
And I'm gonna tell you this, all it take. Okay, I'm gonna tell my business. I done played all the roles. I'm gonna just put it out there like
that part.
I done played all the roles.
Yeah.
And all it take, ladies, is for one compliment.
That's it.
Opportunity met with vulnerability equals you miss your man.
Yep.
The moment he feel like he licking his wounds and don't nobody love me and I can't do nothing right, and little he ha ha says, "Oh my gosh, I like that on you. That was a good presentation."
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, you really? You like it?"
See, we don't like to believe that our men are just as emotional as us. Just like ladies, we need love, we need compliments, we need somebody to build us up. Babe, you doing a thing. Man, you pushing that thing, you making moves, ain't you? They need the same thing. And there are women out there, boy, they'll compliment the mess out of your man. All of a sudden, they're getting free lunch. I was at Burger King, so I picked you up a sandwich too.
Who you telling?
Who
you telling?
And
then it goes from there to let's exchange numbers, and just in case we have a project to work on.
Yeah, because that project, I didn't understand what the boss was saying, so in case I need to call you.
Exactly. And then it's just like, oh, well, I see your wife don't like cook. Does she not cook? Nah, she don't cook. Oh, really? You know what? I'm gonna cook you something. You a good man. I think you should
make a mean macaroni and cheese. No,
exactly.
Yes, I do. Watch this.
And next thing
that
you know,
is so true.
Your man is out there.
That's it. Yeah.
Eating somebody else mac and cheese and some chicken. And you wondering, why is he pulling all these long hours?
Exactly.
But you was talking to him like he was crazy. Okay?
I always say, don't ever starve. It's like a plant, ladies.
Yeah.
When you starve that plant for water, sunshine, you're not giving it what it needs.
That's good, Jen. That's good. Yep.
I promise you, the little bit that comes its way, he gonna be drawn to it. So it's funny. I have friends that's like, man, she don't even look like nothing.
You ain't got to.
That means you done lost your man macaroni and cheese, girl.
Yup.
And you did good on that presentation.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a theory. Ain't nobody gonna clap louder for my boo in no public setting. If I see, I'm at a football game.
Become Arsenio.
Exactly. we do this thing in our church where they acknowledge birthdays and everybody clap for your birthday and everybody trying to make everybody feel good. And they be like, it's gonna be Brother Dan's birthday. Yay. I stand up.
I know that's right.
Let them know.
Well, you should always be your man's biggest cheerleader. And that's the thing. We even if he does not do everything right, sometimes we have the ability to change that. If you want him to be more affectionate, then you be affectionate.
Yeah.
That there.
Yeah.
Because you have women, he's not. If you want him to be more gift giving, then you give gifts. If you want him to be more attentive, you be more attentive. I believe whatever you put out, sometimes you got to show a person in order for them to be able to learn, and they'll gravitate to whatever you're doing. But if you just constantly complaining, he just gonna go and he'll be like, oh, I'll go get soup salad and she'll treat me right. She'll say those compliments. But a lot of times he just wants to know that he's validated.
Exactly. Validation goes a long way with men. Stroke that ego. Stroke it.
Yep.
Stroke it like it ain't no other. All right. The next trait is to play your position. Women, if you're seeking a man, look, I don't know about y'all. I know when I seek a man, but when I want a man, I want him to come in my life to make my life easier. Okay? I I don't want to, like the man I'm with now. Oh my gosh, I love this man so much. I've been praying for this man for all my life. And finally he's here. Thank you, Jesus. It only took 38 years, but thank the Lord he's here. This man, this is the type of man that I have always wanted. One, he doesn't put any demands on me, but I don't just, because he doesn't put any demands on me, don't mean I don't do what I need to do. I do exactly what I need to do. I understand that. Of course, he's nice, he's generous, he loves me, but I don't take advantage of it. Mm-hmm. But I love the fact that he's a man where he goes to work. I don't, he goes to work. Look, my last husband, if we got to argument, he called out the next day. I didn't understand that, but that's what he did. That's the type of man that I had married. Unfortunately, this man here, I don't have to worry about any bills. Certain things he just don't want me to have to worry about. Certain things I don't know. I know we have lawnmowers. I know we have stuff for the lawn in the backyard. I don't do any of that. I don't do anything that has to do with cars. I don't have to do anything that do with garbage except throw the stuff in the trash. I love that. So I play my position. My thing is I let him lead. I let him take full lead. We're not doing nothing unless I get the okay. We're not going nowhere unless I get the okay. These are things that I will allow. Well, that I say that because he allows me to be just me. I get, if I want to work, Joy, you work. If you want to go to school, Joy, you go to school. Whatever you want to do, Joy, I'm here to support you. Whatever it is you want to do. And I love that because he allows me to be completely me. He allows me to be pink. And for the longest, I used to say, I just want a man where I could just be pink, where I don't have to be hard all the time, where I don't have to try to figure out, well, what we going to do here? What we going to do there? No, we going to take this. I wanted a man who was going to be able to take the lead. So now that I have a man who takes the lead, I play my position. And my position is the supporter. Okay? I'm just here to support. That's what I'm here.
Supporting role.
Exactly. That's what I'm a supporter. He's the main attraction. I'm just here to support. Mm-hmm. And I think women, you have to understand, if you want a man, you have to look, it's okay that it's about him. I know in life you thought, oh, it's gonna always be about me. No, boo. Mm-mm. Not if you have a good man. Let me rephrase that. If you have a good man, you allow that man. I put all the praises up upon that man, because guess what? I remember there was a time I had to be out here on the road about 60 to 70 hours a week and stressing myself out, ending up in the hospital because of the stress and the workload. Trust me. So I give my praises to that man because I realized that's not an easy feat. Trust me.
It's funny you say that, Joy, man. Baby Ryan be trying him. Baby Ryan be trying him. I remember one day I told Ryan, I said, stop sassing your father, because if he leave us, first of all, he leaving you, because I'm going with him.
I know that's right.
You're going to miss out on both of us, because I'm negative. He packed his bag.
Know that's right.
Mommy is right on the hip. Like, sorry, you did this. I'll talk to him. We might come back. But
right.
No. And I enforce that. I don't do the whole mommy's the safe haven. Even, and I know this, and you got to be careful, especially, I have 2 boys. Mm-hmm. So my oldest, he'll walk past his father sitting there, fully capable, and say, Mommy, can I have a snack? And I will say, what did your father say? Well, I didn't ask Daddy. Well, why didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do I have to ask my father? Negative, sir. Foul on the play.
Right.
And because of that, you get no snack. Go sit in your room and go figure out, why do you want to disrespect my husband?
Exactly.
And we are a team unit here. This negative. We ain't sneaking cookies and you can have this, my baby darling. No.
Yeah.
Your father is the head of this household. So if your dad said no, and there are times where and looking at our parenting style, I am the softer one. Mm-hmm. I am very much the soft heart. I know why he does it. You got a better chance of getting a yes from mommy, but you're slighting your father in the process. And that's a problem for me. Exactly. So if you look at our parenting style, and how my husband talks to our boys, I have to dismiss myself. Because I'm not going to jump in and undermine his authority and say, you think maybe you're talking to the 5-year-old a little? I think it. Yes, absolutely. I think it.
Right.
But that's a conversation to be held in the bedroom.
Exactly.
When he's done.
Exactly.
Hey, babe, you know, I get it. You want him to be super smart, but times tables at 5. Are we pushing it a little bit? A little bit? I mean, if you don't think so, I'll go with you, but can we talk about it? But never do I it goes back to what we said before. Never do I undermine him. I'm always, and that's something we don't show our men. I'm on your team.
Yeah.
We can discuss the details in the back. But if you pop off, I'm popping off with you. And then we'll get in the car and I'll be like, are you crazy, fool? Like, but I'm not coming against you in no public setting, no shape or form. And yeah, that's that. It took a minute to learn that because I was the man. This was always my saying. I don't take sides. I stand up for truth. Truth got me divorced.
Right.
Very, very true.
And you know something?
Hold on. Saveda said, I'm learning. What do you mean when you say you're his support? Saveda, all I mean when I say I'm his support, whatever he needs me to do and whatever I feel like he needs me to do. This brother works all the time. And slight brag, my baby just got a new job as a VP. So anything this man needs me to do, I'm here to do it. Whether it's cooking, it's cleaning, if it's ironing his shirts, if it's washing his clothes, if whatever he needs me to do, and what I feel like I can do to help him and make his day and his life easier, the way he makes my life easier. That's what I mean about when I said I'm his support. I support him. Go ahead, B. You breaking up.
She breaking up bad.
You breaking up, yeah. You breaking up, V. You actually stopped.
So along with that, support. Now, mind you, ladies, hate to say, if you're dealing with a dud, you're dealing with a dud.
Yeah, trust me.
None of this.
That could become enabling. And that's what I did last time. My last husband. I was an enabler. I thought I was supporting him. And I truly was supporting him financially, emotionally. I was supporting the whole family. I felt like I had another child. I'm like, come on, now. I only had one.
How you know that you are supporting and not enabling? This is the difference between my last and now what I'm in right now. We're a team unit. And when people look at marriage, sometimes they miss it. And hate to say it, sometimes as women, we look at the wedding, the party.
Right.
The fact that I'm going to be the cutest out there in my little dress. Everybody going to celebrate me. But we don't look at, okay, after we say goodbye to the guests, what does our marriage actually look like?
Right.
What's the goal? What are we together to do? What's our purpose? We were put here to marry, to do really two things, guys, to procreate and to fulfill purpose. So if you're done procreating, which I know this household is, we're done. No more children for us. So now, and it leads me to my point, why some people, they raise children and after the children are gone, they say, well, what now? Because now the procreating is done. It's gone. It's left the house. But now, where was our purpose? So your purpose can mean anything. You might have a shared goal to start a business, to reach out to the community, to, I don't know, feed one, read one, whatever you're trying to do. You should have a shared goal of what does this look like when we come together? What is our household vision? What are we trying to accomplish? For us, we want to accomplish residual wealth. We want to establish something in our name, in our household, where our children and our grandchildren and our children's children, all the way down, they're set. we want something to where everybody gets an opportunity to live their dream, if you will, because we're not worrying about money. But that's us. Some people, it's not about that. But if you don't have a shared purpose with this individual,
right,
then how can you support their role?
Right. Yeah. Very, very true. Very, very true. What happened to V? She went out again? All right. So I guess we'll go to the next trait. So the next trait is that a man looks for a woman. Hey, B. So the next trait, B. The next trait is a man looks for a woman who needs him. Like a man needs a woman a man needs to feel needed. If he doesn't feel needed, he's not gonna be around long. V, is she frozen? Go ahead, Jen. What's your thoughts on that? You still breaking up? She's driving, guys. That's why it's breaking up. She out there in that, you see that California sun behind her. She's out there driving. So Jen, what is your perspective on men needing women to need them? I can't hear you.
I think because we're not in that role as a man. I've never been a man before, so I don't really know. And it puzzles us sometimes. Why do they need to feel needed?
Right.
I think when you talk about feeling needed, everyone needs to feel needed.
Absolutely.
Everyone. I dread the day that my sons don't need mommy anymore. That's going to make my heart sink. It's going to be like, ugh. I raised you to be independent, but you don't need me anymore. Oh, like you got that. Okay, yeah, I trained you well.
Exactly.
But so everybody needs to be needed. Everyone has that, but I think we overlook it in the man.
Right.
We always kind of like brush that to the side. It's like, whatever. I'm an independent. And I have to remind myself, as independent as I may be, my husband still looks to me to say, hey, I still want that factor where I need.
Right.
There's certain things, and I'm not going to just tell y'all the why without telling you the how. So how do we get to that point where I make him feel needed? How do you make him feel needed, Jennifer? Okay, glad you asked. There's certain things that I don't do, not because I don't know how to do them.
Right.
But because if I did everything, he would feel useless.
Exactly.
So I had to take my hands off certain things from chores. I don't do dishes.
Yeah.
That's his thing. Now, does he like doing dishes? I don't really know. But guess what? If I did all the housework, he'd probably be like, well, you don't need me. And I start feeling used. So, hey, I don't do dishes.
Yeah.
I don't do anything dealing with cars. I can. But guess what? You like doing it. You open up the mail that says whatever is going on with the car needs to be done. I'm going to let you do it. I'm going to let you save the day. I can easily call AAA to come get me on the side of the room. Nope. Just going to sit here and wait for my husband.
Yeah.
Little game we like to play.
Yeah. Call sit on the side of the road.
Let him come save me. Let him change my tire himself. He doesn't need to do it, but you know what? Hey, makes you feel like you saved me. All right, babe. Now I'm gonna follow you up to that exit. Okay.
Exactly.
Gotta take an L on that one on certain things. If you seriously can, if you're that independent, you've been that independent for so long that you're kind of like, I don't need a man. Make a list and kind of say, okay, these things I could probably like cross off and ask them, hey, babe, can you like check this out? I don't know how to do. I don't build anything in the house. Nope. I bring my contraption to my husband and I say, I don't know what to do. Because they want to feel good. They want to feel needed.
Exactly.
You have to figure out how
Yeah.
to involve them in that. Hey,
Yeah.
babe, I'm not really good at this. I probably am, but you know what? Nobody likes that type of person.
Exactly.
That's true.
Lady V, what are your thoughts on men needing to be needed?
Oh, I definitely agree with that. It took me a long time to learn that I don't have to be Supergirl. I'm not your Superwoman all the time. And I put my cape away a long time ago.
Man, I burnt mine.
I feel like, there's really a minimum amount of things that I want to do in my life at this point. So, I think that at the age that I am, my biggest concern is what am I going to wear? How I'm going to do my hair? What next nail polish I'm going to put on and paint my toes? My dog. And that's really, I don't have like a whole lot of things that I really think that I have to do. My husband is from the country, so he is one of those people that he likes to cut down trees and all of that, and I love seeing him do it. Because when he does it, he feels real like like he want to accomplish some things later on in the bedroom. So I'm like, okay, and that's it. So for me, I'm like, if that's gonna make him feel like he conquered the world to go out there and chop down trees, I'm not saying, baby, I want to come chop down trees with you. No, I'm not chopping down no trees. I'm not.
Chop it down better.
Right. It's a lot of things that I just don't want to do. He likes to fix things. He likes to build things. He told me the other day, I looked on TV. We've been looking at these tiny houses, and I said, well, can you build this? He said, yeah, I can. Oh, okay. I'm not the least bit concerned on how he's gonna build it, what materials he needs to make it happen. The thing is, if that's what the man wants to do, then it's okay. And I think that a lot of times that goes back to us stepping down. It's not us acting like we don't need a man to do what, because I hear women say all the time, well, I don't need a man. Then don't complain and ask for a husband. Be single. If you could do it all, because I can tell you now, I don't want to mow the lawn. I don't want to. There's a lot of things I'm not gonna do. I'm not changing tires. I'm not lifting hoods. I didn't do that when I was single. I'm not doing that as a married person. So to me, these super women that want to feel like they want to go out there and they want to put their masculinity on, or they want to, I could do it better than man. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not. But then on the flip side, there's a lot of things that I do that I don't ask Derek to do. Exactly. I'm a woman. I know my part. I know my role. I know my position, and I stay in it.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, men don't want a competitor. They want a companion.
Exactly. You better say that.
If I like that, you, I don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Than take your butt home.
Yeah. And do it better over there.
Yeah, do it better with someone else. Like,
that's it.
Let them win.
Yeah.
Let them win. And it's funny. I see, and this was before I had a son, and even now in having my son, I see it the more. We'll let our sons win. Like, my son will play like little games together and be like, I'll let you win. Why can't you let him win?
Yeah.
It's the humility in us. You have to have a sense of humility where, do you really need to tell him, I could have did that in 3 seconds?
Exactly. Yep.
Some things just let it be. He wants a companion, not a competitor.
That's good. Yeah. And Derek said, which is Lady V's husband, he said him doing all that stuff make their night better. So if you want to pop, lock, and drop it, let that man do everything that he wants to do, that he needs to do as a man, so that you can get that, because it's something about seeing a man going out there and work. I love looking out, peeking out up the top window, looking down at him, mow the lawn and pick the weeds. And I just like, he better wait till he come in here. I'm going to make sure I got him a nice cold bottle of water, make sure he get in that shower. I'm like, because ain't nothing like him going out there and that sun beating up on him, and he just, just pushing that lawnmower. And I'm thinking like, thank God, because I know I wasn't going to do it. and I had to find somebody I have to pay. I don't even have to pay this man. So I'm like, thank the Lord. So women, find those things that you love about, that you love to see your man do, and make sure that after he does it, don't be one of the women that just like, you know, he does it and it's just like, okay, you did it. All right. What you wanna party, you wanna parade for doing it?
But also we have to spend less time tearing down. You know, I hear women say all the time, where are all the good? There ain't no good men out there. It's no good men. It's a lot of good men out there. Mm-hmm. I said, but men have been torn down so bad to believe that they can't do. And you know, I was saying this before I dropped off. But you know, I had to agree with Joy. I know what it's like to have a man that's not a good man. So it's awesome when you have a good man. When you have not a perfect man, but a good man. And I can say Derek is a good man. You know, he makes me. And Jennifer has been with me all my life. I don't think she's ever seen me so happy. So, you know, when you have somebody that loves you and takes care of you and does, you got to tell your man. You got to, even the little thing, babe, I appreciate you. Yeah. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate the fact that you go to work every day. And, you know, because some women are like, oh, well, he's supposed to go to work every day. No, he don't have to go to work every day. And here's the thing. He don't have to take care of you.
That part.
So that part. So the thing is, when he is providing for you and you see that he's making things happen, let him know you love him. Do those little special things. Don't sit there and wait until the things that you don't like. Because no man wants to be called names. No man wants to be called out his name. No man wants to be embarrassed. That turns a man off. So if you want to keep your man, you got to say nice things. It's kind of like they used to say, you got to speak it into existence. Yeah. Sometimes he may not cross every T and dot every I. But if he is 80%, then love on him. I guarantee you'll get the other 20. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we'll move on to our next trait that men look for when they think about looking for a wife. This is men like women who are nurturers. And the thing about men who looking for women who nurture, one, if they in a time where they maybe want to have children, most men aren't looking for bad women to procreate with. I'll tell you that now. That's why you hear all these complaints about baby mamas and, oh, I wish I would have never, and oh my gosh, she set me up. Because men look for women who are going to be good nurturers. And even if it's not children in their household, men look for women who's going to nurture their home and their house and make it a home. Like Steve Harvey says, he bought his wife a house, and out of that house, she made it into a home. You have to understand there's certain things that a woman bring to men that men look for. Because when men could say, oh, look, I can give you this. And you like, oh, you give me this? All right, with this, I'll make this. Voila. And you make magic? Oh. Oh, baby. When I moved here, my man this man ain't have no decorations up in here. This man ain't have nothing. It was a beautiful home. But he didn't have nothing on the walls. Everything was just plain Jane. I came up in here, and of course I did the voila, the Alakazam, and literally when people walk in, they're like, oh my gosh, this house is so pretty. Oh my gosh, Joe, I can't believe you did this. But that's what men look for. Men look for you to nurture whatever it is that they can have so that you can multiply it. Women, we're supposed to be multipliers. We conceive and we multiply and make a human. We have a little bit of something, we're supposed to multiply it and make it much. You have to be that. And that man has to see that, oh, so she will come alongside me and make my little much.
But see, Joy, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Ladies, there's a difference between nurturing and mothering. He got a mother.
Absolutely.
He's already been mothered.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And mothering is not what they need. Yes. If you're looking for a mama, that's not you. Nurturing means to care for and encourage the growth and development of.
Yeah.
So you have to get
And
this in your
it's actually taking what you have and making it the most. And
thing.
a lot of times that's what we miss. You know, you can take the very small things and you can build on it. And
Yeah.
I remember years ago when I first got married, and I was in my 20s,
Mhm.
and we lived in this one little 1 bedroom apartment, and I cleaned that 1 bedroom apartment like it was a mansion. I mean,
Yeah.
it was very homey. It was homely and not attractive. But by the time I went to the store and I added a few touches and
Yeah.
put some flowers and added some life to it, it became home. You can
Exactly.
take the very small little things. See, a lot of times women, they don't know how to take a little and make it a lot. But you can.
Right.
You can take whatever is given to you, whatever is put in your hands, you work with it and then watch it grow. Because if he's seeing, now here's the thing, he put you in an apartment and you don't keep the apartment clean.
How you gonna
Hello.
put you in the house?
He's in there, he said you say he buy you a car and you don't take care of it. He buy you
Yeah.
clothes, he does these things for you and you don't appreciate it. What make you think he gonna give you more? If you can't
Mhm.
take care of an apartment, he ain't gonna get you a house because he's like, okay, she won't even keep this clean. So
Exactly.
whatever he puts in your hands, you make it the most so that he will want to give you more.
Yep.
Me and my husband were actually interviewed not too long ago, probably about 4 months ago. And it was interesting. My husband brought up this situation. He said, when did you know that you could trust your wife, that basically, along with the topic, the subtopic of nurturing, she could nurture? And
Mhm.
I didn't even realize that this said anything to him. He said when he went to basic training, this was the first time I got access to his bank account.
Yeah.
Because at basic training, you're not allowed to get on your phone, check your balance, pay any bills. You better take care of that before you leave.
Mhm.
So he gave me the passcodes. He said, here's the money. It's going to go into the bank. And he just left it at that. And now I like to shop. Me and Amazon. Oh, baby. We are in too deep. Man, I'm telling you, I'm probably, when I'm done with this, my phone gonna be like, "Do you like this?" Amazon gonna be like, "I heard you call." That's my toxic relationship right there. And I'm my mother's child. I like buying things. I am my mama child, my grandmama child. We like it. And so when he left me full access,
Right.
I didn't touch not one dime.
Yeah.
I took all his money. I managed the bills. I paid off what needed to be paid off. I put it all to the side. I scooted it where it needed to be. And when I went to his graduation, he was like, all right. He was like, let me see. Did you bring my bank card? Let me see what I got. And he checked his account. He said, where all this money come from? I said, that's your money. He said, no, that's our money. But it created a trust of, okay,
Right.
she has enough control. Yes, she likes to shop, but she can nurture, she can make this thing
Yeah.
grow. And I don't have to worry about her habits, because shopping's a habit,
It is.
destroying any type of future that we could have. And it was
Exactly.
tempting. I ain't gonna lie, it was very tempting. I would check that balance, and I would the shoes account would. I said, man, I can get so many shoes, but I was like, no, do the right thing by him. And
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying, Josh. There's nothing like a woman that can handle your business, be responsible in
Yeah.
your
In the
absence.
absence, that means a lot to a man.
That's a good second in command. If every time, and I don't know who needs to hear this, if every time he put money in the bank, you got to spend it,
Yep.
baby, you're not gonna be there long.
Nope. When he
He
finding
he trying
out.
to he trying to find an exit strategy against you. Because don't nothing frustrate, and I learned this. Don't nothing frustrate a man more. I don't care what is happening, than him to
Yeah.
not be financially stable when he feels like he should. be
Yeah.
financially stable. When
Yeah.
he figures out I work X amount of hours, I get paid X amount of money,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm broke, and he figure out it's your hair, it's your nails, it's your shoes, it's your Amazon.
Yeah.
She degrade me. She talk bad about me. She ain't got my back. Man, I'm supporting a whole habit that don't even like me.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nah, we gotta cut sling low, shorty.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful how you manage when you do get the checkbook. Don't get too excited.
Yeah. No.
You
Be
gotta use
respectful.
some wisdom. You gotta show him. That's a test to see can
Yeah.
you be trusted. And and I'm gonna tell you right now, once he figures out you can be trusted, oh, daddy balls out on me. Daddy said, all right, she got some sense. All right, I
Yeah.
got you, boo. What you need? What you
Yeah.
want?
Yeah. That makes a difference. That makes a difference. Like Josh said, to a man, money matters.
Money matters.
Money
And
matters.
you find your man losing sleep at night over money?
Look, you better find a way to alleviate some of that. Okay. I don't care what you got to do. If you at that point, you need to be like, all right, well, I call my man Papa. I'm like, Papa, if this is something's not going, okay, well, let's see. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of the extra. We don't need this. Let's cut back on that. They have to see that you're in it with them. Don't nobody want to be in the mud by themselves, pulling you along on a yacht. Okay. Don't nobody want to do
He
that.
trying to figure out how to get groceries, and you done got your 5th new weave that week.
Exactly. And then get attitude with him if he say, no, we don't have it. And you like, what you mean we don't got it? Da.
Right.
Trust me. No, men don't like that. So if you that type of woman,
Exactly.
gather yourself, go get you a part-time job that can take care of your expenses if you need to have this stuff. But if you realize that your man cannot afford that for you, you need to figure out how to afford it for yourself. Okay? Because those are not needs, those are wants. All right.
Exactly.
And that's what a good wife does. A good wife comes alongside and figure out how can I alleviate some of this stuff, not how can I put more demands on a man.
Now, I told you I'm in a toxic relationship with Amazon. But this is my habit. This don't come out the family money. I work extra to keep this relationship going.
Yes.
I'm not going to ask my husband to support this habit.
Yeah.
To cater to this. I told him because I'm getting ready to retire in a year. I said, I'm going to work a side job. He said, what? I said, to support my bad habits. I need my hair done. I need my nails done. My feet got to be, I said, and I'm not going to put that on the family budget. That's like you said, Joy, that's not a necessity.
Exactly.
That's just me. I said, and if only Jennifer needs it, then Jennifer need to go get a part-time job, figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Josh said, men are different emotionally when the money is not an issue. Okay. Yeah. Men who are stressed about finances, you'll find out they shut down a lot.
Yep.
You be wondering why he just come home and what'd you say, V? You froze. You breaking up. But men who are stressing over finances, they find themselves shutting down a lot. You back, V?
I think so.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
I think that a lot of times what happens is it's also, I was talking to a girl and she was saying, how she's just got to have designer things and she has to have all of this. And, sometimes we got to ask ourselves why we are buying all of that stuff, because even though I like nice things, I'm very frugal in a lot of ways. People look at me and they think I spend a lot of money on, decorating my house. And, I don't do that. I'm a very, very frugal person because I just and you want money, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all of these ridiculous. That is just, you needed the extravagant life, but we had up relationships.
Right.
And I That's the problem. We spend more time on things than we do really making time work for us. So a lot of times men, they want you to be beautiful, they want you to
Yeah.
be together, but at the same time, I mean, you got on a whole $1,000 outfit and you mean is all get up. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
He can't put his arm around you because you so expensive that you don't want to be touched. That's crazy. Girl,
Mhm.
go get you one of them outfits from Ross so you can humble up.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So our next trait that men look for when they looking for a wife, they look for someone who will support him in his goals. You should always be his cheerleader. Like Jen said earlier, there should never be nobody else that's gonna clap, jump, shout, scream louder for him than you. If that is your man, understand if you looked at it as everything he does, he's doing for you. He's doing for your lifestyle, for your dreams. Remind you, when people get married, I know we look at them 30, 40 years like, oh man, they got this nice house. They didn't start out in that nice house. They didn't start out with those nice cars. These are things that they had to build together. So you have to understand every move that he's make is working towards helping you as well get to the goal, the end goal. So you should be the biggest cheerleader. You shouldn't be sitting back like, oh yeah, well, that's all he doing. No, jump up, shout, scream. You should be a cowgirl at the point. Get your pom-poms, get you out a cute little cheerleading outfit, and you get out there and you shout and scream and spell out his name and make it seem like he's the great. I don't care what he does. I don't care if he's just working a regular 9-to-5 job and it's not really making no money. Guess what? That's still helping you too to get towards your goal. What do you think about that,
You
Jen?
know
About
something, Joy, is funny because we
go ahead, V.
we
Good.
don't know how to be dream. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you said you don't know how to be what?
Can you hear me? We don't know how
Yeah.
to build dreams,
Yeah.
and the one thing is we have to realize is men, they have ideas. We say that men don't think, but they do think. They have ideas, but the problem is we tear their ideas down. We think that we have the better idea. So that's why it's so hard for us to support the things that they want to do. If he wants to build his own business, who is the better person to be behind him to build that business? If he wants to come up, if he wants to, no matter what it is, if that's something that he has always wanted to do, I guarantee you, a man is going to support your dream. He is going to be in your cheering squad. Why do we have such a hard time cheering him on and saying, okay, babe, what do you need me to do to make that happen?
Exactly.
Even if it's something that we don't really care about, it's something that he cares about. So you should be his main supporter. You should always be his cheerleader. You should make that man know that, you know what? I know you can do that. I know that you can take that and you can build it, and I know that it's going to be successful. And not sit there and say, oh, that's stupid. Why are you thinking about doing that? I don't want to do that. He didn't ask you if you wanted to do it.
Exactly.
Just support him and him doing it. Because the thing is, if he does it, and it kind of reminds me of that movie Acrimony. So the guy had all that time. What did he start off with? He started off with I think it was like a little box, and and she kept tearing him down. Oh, you ain't. This ain't never gonna work. This ain't never gonna work. But you know what? Then she divorced him. And then what his invention was, it finally hit. And he got, I think it was like 100 million. It was 150 million. Now, here's the thing. Now the chick want to be mad. Even though he gave her 10 mil, she want to be mad because he done went with somebody else that supported his dream. It may seem like the craziest thing, but support them. Because here's the thing, go back to the wise woman. We have the ability to take what we have and we can make it big. We can, if he
Yeah.
give it to you, you run with it. You say, you know what, babe, what you need me to go do? While he's sitting there chopping down wood, building whatever, you know what, baby, you need me to go do this? You need me to go talk to the finance people? What you need me to do? Because you
Yeah.
know what? Then that means that you now have, you were that help me. You cheered him on, and he's feeling like, oh man, she's in my corner. You know, he's gonna then really, I gotta do this, because he knows that you got his back.
But see, the problem is, and don't nobody want to go on the journey. Everybody just want to wake up and be at the final destination.
Yeah.
I like
And
that.
I'm gonna be
Jennifer.
real
I like
with
that.
you, ladies. If you looking for a man that's arrived, keep looking.
Mm-hmm.
They're very few and far in between.
Yeah.
Very few. A lot of what you going, what it says, a little bit of a fixer upper, and there's nothing wrong with a little bit of a fixer upper, because I can work with someone who has a good heart.
Right.
They just need a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of direction, and you can really, like we saying, you're nurture. You could take that thing and you can make it grow. You can make it big.
Mm-hmm.
But you got a lot of women that it's like how you get in the car and you're like, man, I hate long car rides. Just wait me when we get there. I don't want to put into work of helping you find roads.
Exactly.
I don't know. My clear on the right. I don't know. You don't want to put, but you have to put in that work, because that's what's going to make them see you've been my ride or die since before.
Yeah.
You've been down for the team before there was a team.
Yeah.
And you got to speak life into them.
Amen.
That's right.
And I just want to caveat here, especially when we talking about Black men.
Yeah.
Society has already torn them down. That was the whole mission in the villages when they came and they captured us and said, hey, you know, get the biggest Black man you can find. We're going to tear him down in front of everybody. And that destroyed us as a people. That took it was like they took our hopes and our dreams and just annihilated it in front of us. And we haven't bounced back since. So when you're dealing with a man, his ego, his dreams, it's fragile, ladies. And now I know some people like, oh, I got nothing but a dreamer on my hand. I'm going to say this. Sometimes you are not the gardener for that garden.
Very true. Very, very
That's true. That's true.
I know we like to sit back and blame the man. He ain't, nope. You probably wasn't the woman for the job.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You could take the same man, give it to woman A, and woman A can be stressed out. I don't know what to do with him. I just can't get him to do right. I can't motivate him. Move on. That's probably not your assignment, boo.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Move on. All right, then, hey, sir, maybe we should part ways. And don't be afraid to tell him it's not you. It's just maybe what we got clicking here and clicking. And I'm not the woman. I can't work with this.
Exactly.
And you need to go find the woman that she can. She can fit in there and be like, hey, maybe she got a special set of skills that's going to elevate you.
Exactly.
But I'm not going to waste your time no more. And that's where I had to get to. There was a lot of potential out there, not bad guys, but hey, this isn't, we're not on the same purpose train. We're not on the same vision. We're not lining up. So let me get off and I'm going to move out the way for whoever's supposed to really come and be your helpmeet.
And for a woman to get to that point, you really must know yourself as a woman to know what you can actually partake in and really make something out of, and what it's just like, you know what, it's a waste of time. And I get it. Sometimes you so caught up like, oh, well, the D is good, you know, oh, well, he looks good. Oh, yeah, well, this, so you don't want to give it up. But sometimes, look, if you're trying to be a wife, guess what? Just no one should ever get married just because the sex is good. Let me tell you that. If that's the only reason why you're trying to get married to somebody, don't you do that at all. Let me save you a divorce, okay? Don't you do that.
Because the sex is not enough.
It is not enough.
It is not
enough. Trust me, you don't live with them yet. That's why you think like, oh, it's so amazing. Trust me. No.
It becomes unamazing when everything else is not amazing.
Exactly.
And the thing about it is, and one thing I want to add something to something Jennifer said. And when the thing is, when it doesn't work the first time, the second time, the third time, don't tear them down. Continue to build them up. Because a lot of times then we go into that I told you. So I told you this wasn't going to work. I told you this wasn't going to work. No, it takes a few. Barack Obama, I'm sure when he told Michelle Obama in the beginning, when he wasn't President Obama and anybody close to it, when he said, hey, you know, I'm going to be the president of the United States. What do you think about it? I'm sure she looked at him like he was crazy. I'm sure that there were some looks that didn't go, oh, okay. But that was something that he had a dream. I want to be the president of the United States. Now, I'm sure it took that woman to be able to help that man accomplish that goal. And even when he was in office, I admire her because she represented him well. Ladies, you got to represent your man well. Even when he fall, the world do not need to know that he made a mistake and he fell. Don't call your family members. You know, he is just so stupid. He told me he was trying to start this business and he done put all our money and lost all our money because you know what? That is not going to call, because now your family is going to be looking at him all cockeyed and everything. And then eventually you're going to get over it, but they're not. You even if his brilliant idea wasn't so brilliant and it takes him a few times, hey, everything doesn't happen overnight. You got to be patient, but your words got to be sweet. Baby, it's okay. It's all right. I got your back. Okay, it didn't work. Well, let's see what we need to tweak. Let's see what we need to do to make it happen. But to sit there and tear him down is not the answer.
I want to speak on so I'll never forget, Dan was working for the state. And I was like, okay, this is a pretty decent job. This is a decent job. And I remember, you know, I had my reservations about it. I kind of was like, yeah, notice I say it was great. It was decent. And I remember he asked me, he said, what do you have a problem with? This is where you got to choose your words wisely. I said, I just don't feel like they're paying you what you're worth. And when I look at your work ethic and who you are and what you do, I think they're lowballing you. I think the market out here is lowballing you. And I think you can do better. Not in the sense of you can work better. I think you can get paid better than what you're getting paid right now. And I'm a little just sad that, you know, one day you'll see that too. You'll see that you're the bee's knees. You're the go-to guy. You're the one that's putting out fires. You're the one, your phone's blowing up. And I began to just hype him. And by the time we was done talking, he was like, I need more money. Like, he listening to gangster music and talking about somebody going to work today and tell them what's up with my paper. Like,
that's it.
You got to steer him in the right direction. I could have easily been like, you don't make that. No, babe, I think they playing you, boss. I think you worth more. I think with your degrees, your certifications, and everything that you got going on, your resume, I think somebody lying. I think you need to go in there and demand some answers. You have to know how to push that in the right direction instead of the tearing down, the nagging, the why don't you make enough money? That don't help nothing.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, ladies, we're gonna do one more. Let's see. Then this one is a big one. I know a lot of times this is also a hard one, but it's respect him first and foremost. Respect his family. his friends, and his career. You have to understand that I don't believe you can truly call yourself respecting someone and not respect the things that they hold dear to them. That's like a man saying, "Oh, I love you, but I don't like your kids." Well, then you don't love me. You can't want to be with me and don't want to have anything to do with my children. They are part of who I am. They are part of me. So I believe with women, if you're gonna respect him, you can't be talking about that man mama. You can't be wanting to fight his sister. Because guess what? Those people are connected to him. You can't be sitting up here trying to tell him, well, especially depending on the type of career he has, and be like, well, I think I should become first. I don't think you should be going out here and networking and doing. Guess what? That is a part of how he takes care of his business. You have to respect that. And I think as women, when for whatever reason we get into these relationships and we just expect everything just to evolve around us. I don't know who told us.
I can tell you, Joy. I'm gonna break it down to you.
Go ahead, tell me, because I've been trying to figure it out.
I'm gonna break it down to you. Daddy's little girl syndrome.
Oh. But some of them don't even have daddies.
It don't matter. You got somebody that lets you just. I've always noticed when little girls are allowed to get what they want when they want it, how they want it. Little princess, hey, little princess, we want this princess, you want more princess. You train them that either I bat my eyes, I cry, I complain, I whine. What do we tell little boys? Stop all that whining.
Yeah.
Cut that out. Yeah. Why are you crying? Stop all the crying. We train them, even if you didn't grow up with a dad, doesn't matter. Somebody spoiled you to a point where you feel entitled.
Yeah.
And you have to check that. If that is truly within your heart, you got to look in the mirror and say, okay, is it really just all about me?
Right.
Am I selfish? Do I think about his needs? Do I think about him? Do I think about other people?
That part.
And I think that too, when you talk about respect, it even goes further than that. The disrespect nowadays is I can't stand to see where people argue and now we put stuff on social media. You put all these messages on there. You put
subliminal messages like there. We don't know who
you're on. Right, you on TikTok. It's just
Instagram.
Too much. The respect, and I like something you said when it comes to the respect of his family. You know, no man wants you to act a fool.
No.
I'm sorry, in front of his family. They're gonna talk about you, girl. I promise you, they're gonna talk about you. They're gonna talk about you. They're gonna talk about you behind your back. They really are. They're gonna all gather together and they're gonna be like, did you see?
Yeah.
Did you hear? And nobody wants that. It's like when you go wherever your husband takes you, you should always represent him well.
Absolutely.
You should put your game face on. I don't even care if y'all had words before you left the house.
Yeah.
You fix your face up and you go out there and you represent him well. You smile, you be graceful, you look beautiful. Don't be sucking your teeth and talking all loud and hey, Byron. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. It's like you gotta, and don't put his business out there. Okay. Even if it's the worst thing in the world that he has done, and I mean the worst, whatever your worst is, don't put it out there. That everybody don't need to know. There is a respect that you should have. Even because here's the thing, if you plan on staying with him and he cheat on you and you go and you call all his family members, you call all your family members, now you done told him back and you want him to take you back. You want to take him back. That may not go over very well. So you have to make sure that respect is always there. Once the respect is gone, you can't talk to him right. I just am not at liberty to yell and cuss at my husband. I'm not.
Yeah.
Derek can say something to me, and I have to think about my words before I say it. You know, I don't want to cuss at him. He's so sweet, but I don't want to cuss at him. I don't want to call him out his name. I don't
Right.
want to do those things because I want him later on to respect me. So
Exactly.
the respect I give, I want him to give it back. And when we start throwing them blows and then, oh, you ain't nothing, I knew you were. No, all
Yes.
those words are disrespectful. So when you step out of the respect rim and now you want to call him a liar, you want to call him this, you did this, what do you think you're going to get back? So you have to think, you know, how do I want to be treated? Because I don't want to be treated with disrespect. You don't want to give disrespect.
Exactly.
One of the things when it comes to family, you want to be seen. Back in the day when they were trying to marry women to men, you came with a dowry.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You and your family actually had to impress him and his family
Yeah.
before he married you.
Exactly.
Back in the day, it was, well, how much in a dowry?
Let's see if
How
she
many
worth
men
it.
she had?
Yeah.
What she do? Did she cook? Did she clean? You know, it was the scrutiny there. And I get it. It might seem a little unfair, but I say all that to say, even though we don't come with dowries today and all that jazz, it still holds true.
Right.
Your husband's family, believe it or not, is going to have some weight with him.
Absolutely.
No matter what. He's going to value what they think and what they say. And if you have a husband who has a relationship with his mother, yeah, you
don't
might
go to
want to
mama. Don't go to mama.
Yeah, you might want to be careful with mama. Because if
Yeah.
he has a relationship and a healthy relationship with his mother, mom's gonna tell the truth about you.
Exactly.
That's true.
Moms is what they call their mamas, mom dukes. She gonna read you up and down and be like she not the one or she is the one. One of the things that I admire about my mother-in-law and my father-in-law actually is funny. We all know this is song, but my father-in-law said this at my wedding. He said that Dan's a movement by himself, but you're a force when y'all together. And I was like, okay, fabulous. All right. I like it, Neo. All right. But when I really looked at that, okay, Dan's a movement. He already had it going on without you. He already had it together for the most part. But the force means strength or energy to attribute a physical action of the movement. So what they were saying to me is, yeah, he's good alone, but when you came along, we see it. We see that backing. We see the push forward. We see great things. And that's what you want, because even if things get rocky, it takes a village. And so you want that community that doesn't have that distastefulness in their mouth to be like, let's just say Dan's like, man, me and Jennifer, we kind of going through that. Well, you know, she hood anyway. I told you she was for the streets day one. You don't want that to be said about you, ladies. Like, oh, well, let me hear you out on this. Because, you know, Jennifer, she do seem like, you know, she.
Yeah, I ain't like it to begin with. I knew she
I ain't
was
like
break your heart.
And the thing is, we cannot let come out of our mouth. I don't care what people say about us. It ain't. Yes, you should care, because those are the people that he cares about. My husband loves his family, and he got a whole bunch of siblings. So it means something to me that his sisters and his brothers love me. I don't want them. I can't have that mindset. I don't care what the people say about me. So what?
I don't care what his
Forget
mama think about me. You about to be alone.
Yeah.
You're about to be by yourself, because that means every time you show your behind, they gonna talk about you to him.
Exactly.
And then he gonna be sitting there going, man, she's showing out again. But
Yeah.
just like when you do bad, when you do good, they're gonna be like, "Oh, she's so sweet. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness." Oh,
Yeah.
those
And
are the
it,
words you want to hear. They don't want you don't show out, and especially when it comes to that man's profession. You go up to his
Mm-hmm.
job, you go to around his community. You don't want to have that look. As a wife, you're graceful. It goes
Right.
back to the original statement. You're graceful at all times. Let your words be sweet, and
Yeah.
let them be soft. And I know a lot of sisters say, "Well, no, because that." But I got something to say. I said, "No. Every time you got something to say, don't mean you have to say it."
Exactly.
it'll fall on deaf ears after a while. I used to be
Yeah.
that way in my last marriage. Every time I
Exactly.
had something to say, I always said it, and I
Me
never got
too.
heard. And we went through this endless cycle of I keep telling you this, and he just I don't know. That man probably had show tunes going on in his head while I was talking. He probably singing a song. He ain't heard not a
Yep.
lick
Yeah.
because it's the same broken record.
Exactly.
But when you
Exactly.
hold your peace, you gotta hold your peace about it. You gotta be tactical about it. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta be someone. It's almost like you have a orchestra of music, and you have to just say, okay, I'm not gonna play my ace card right now. I think
Right.
I'll reserve that one. Okay, I didn't like that he just did that, but let me see if that's a habit, or was that just a one-off. Let me see if
Mm-hmm.
that's something that he does on the regular. Or did I catch him on a bad day? You gotta
Right.
watch. Be slow to speak,
Yeah.
because
That's
every
true.
time you show your hand, you're teaching him, okay, everything bothers you.
Yeah. Yeah. And no man wants a woman that everything that he does bother them.
He gonna
Trust
be on
me.
the rooftop. He gonna be in
Right.
And that rooftop gonna
Siberia.
lead him from to
And
climbing down the
Morocco.
ladder and going to Veronica bed. You better keep that man in your house.
Yep,
Make it
that's
as
so true.
peaceful as
Yep.
possible. He should his the same. I'm a big believer. I believe that my house should be my peace. Like I don't want to
Hmm.
come to my house and have to argue and fight ever. I don't want that to be my household. And I believe that with men, especially black men, when they're going out there and they working and they dealing with society, they don't want to have to come home and have to fight with you.
Mm-hmm.
You should be
That's
his
right.
peace. He
Yes.
should be able to come home and lay on your lap and you rub his head or rub his back. And he
What
should be able
Joshua
to
said,
tell
like
you
Delilah, she had the wrong intentions, but she had the right concept.
exactly. I'm telling
Yes,
She
she
had
you.
the right
did.
concept.
Yeah,
But I
Yep.
tell you, the Bible says a man that findeth a wife findeth a
a
good
good
thing.
thing.
Good
So
thing.
you
A
have
wife.
to
Good
be that
thing.
good thing. And if he ain't trying to wife you up, he ain't found his good thing,
Yeah.
ladies.
And you
And
need to
and let
check
me tell you,
yourself.
if you want to know who the most powerful woman in the Bible was, read the virtuous woman. That was a bad chick. She did it
Hmm.
all. She did it all, and whatever she did it gracefully.
Yeah.
I said something to Jennifer earlier today. I said a lot of women think that being a good wife means you cook, you clean,
No.
you take care of the children. That's what we justify. That's a homemaker.
Right.
And there's a big difference between a homemaker and a wife. Anybody can be a homemaker, because you know what? Being a homemaker is what you do for yourself. But
Yeah.
when you are desiring a man, you now a healthy means that you are adjustable and adaptable and suitable to meet that
Yeah.
man's needs and to be in his life. So when you become a wife, you become a helpmeet. You're more than just a homemaker. And that
Exactly.
means that you need to learn. If you don't know, then take some classes. If you don't
Hmm.
know, get around some people that it's working for them. Don't just continue to say, "Oh, well, this is just the way I am," because that's why
Right.
you by yourself. And you'll stay
Exactly.
by yourself, because as soon as you open your mouth, that man is going to be like, "Oh, wait a minute." Because again, a man wants a peaceful home. When he comes home, he don't want to argue. He don't want to hear you nag and complain. He
Hmm.
don't want to hear you cussing and fussing. So in order for you to welcome that man home, you should be sweet, beautiful,
Exactly.
feminine,
Yeah.
nice, asking him how his day was, run his bath water,
Yeah.
and all of the things that go along with that. Don't be when he walk in the door, you done got the 20,000 honey-do things on the list that you need him to do, or what
Exactly.
he didn't do. You know, because he been at work all day too. You know, and that's the thing. Take some classes. Yes, take some classes. There's a lot of seminars out there. If you don't know how, then read some books. No, and then also learn his love language, because his love language is vitally important. If you're got a man, your husband, and you're trying to give him gifts and that's not his love language, he is not going to respond to that.
No.
You got to know his love language so that you can meet that need.
Yeah.
And learn his fantasy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You better say that.
Hey, learn his fantasy.
Yeah.
See, we don't give our men a chance to fantasize. You can be honest. What you really like? Talk to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
You like blonde hair secretly? Guess what? I got a secret wig in there. Let's talk
Exactly.
about that.
Exactly.
Give them the opportunity for them to be them.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Because that's important to them. I know we try to take the sexuality out of it, but you have to leave that in there. Now, mind you, if you're not a wife, I'm gonna tell you this: you got to save a little bit of mystery.
Exactly.
You got to save a little bit of mystery. You can't go full throttle.
Nope.
Because then once you become not mysterious anymore in that department, it's kind of like,
ain't no reason.
Ain't no reason. What we doing here?
Yeah.
But when you, especially if you a wife, don't forget about that part of you. Don't forget that is a part of your marriage.
Yeah.
Like every now and again, while he giving the boys a bath, I just goose him, do something random, flash him, like we in high school. Just hey,
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? Girls Gone Wild, you remember?
Yeah.
You got to learn his fantasy,
exactly.
and you got to allow him to have a fantasy. What do you like? Come on, talk.
And create and try new stuff.
Yes,
be adventurous. Y'all try some new stuff together. You may not know what you like. You might, if y'all both like, well, we just try some new stuff. Just pull out some stuff. Talk or look at, find something, and then just try it and see how it goes for the both of y'all.
Exactly. Don't forget about that part of your marriage, especially and I know it's very apparent when you have children. It's so easy, ladies, to focus so much on the kids that you forget that he don't want to be a father all the time. He don't want to be always in the light of the deacon of the church.
Exactly.
That's a role in him too. He a freak too. So you gotta remember that.
Yeah.
And don't lose that. A lot of people say, well, if I'm just not in the mood. No. Don't lose that.
Yeah.
Because even if he's okay with it, he'll be okay with it for now. But like we said earlier, you don't want somebody else to spark that.
Exactly.
And that can be sparked in a conversation with another man. Your boy telling him about his wild night. Yeah, me and the missus, you know how we get down.
Yeah.
How do y'all get down?
Exactly.
All of a sudden, fantasy, but you're not tapping into that. Tap into that.
Yeah. All right. So we're about an hour and a half.
He said,
so we're gonna go ahead and
non-white stop. Hold on. He said, can somebody tell these non-white stop doing what? You can tell them, Joshua, but
they ain't gonna stop.
They ain't gonna stop.
Because they think that's how they get chosen. Trust me.
It's just the opposite. You can tell them nonstop, stop doing wifely duties, and honestly, that's like working for an employer. You
and they don't pay
supervisor role, but you ain't getting paid supervisor pay. When you get tired, and when you get sick and tired of operating in a role that you don't get paid to do, then you'll figure it out, boo-boo.
Exactly.
And the thing about it is, when you talk about wifely duties, we're talking about if you are already doing the wifely duties, then he really doesn't have to marry you.
No, not at all.
then he doesn't have to make that commitment because you're already doing all of the things that a wife does. So why does he have to seal the deal? Exactly. So when you hold back, okay, it's okay to cook a meal every once in a while. Yeah, it's okay to, if you want. Now I'm not too sure about cleaning up the house, because that's I'm not cleaning up your house, I clean up my own house. But when you talk about going in and you actually have taken the role, and no different than a man taking the role of a husband. If you are not married, you're not obligated to do that. And that's what people don't realize. So then when you get mad when he turned around and he go get somebody else, and you like, I did this and I did that and I did this and I did that. Well, you did it for free. Yeah, without a commitment. At least with a marriage. Not saying he can't go get somebody, because I know that's what people say. Well, he can get somebody if you are married, but at least you got an insurance package, okay? Thank you. You got at least when he could talk about he want to leave, it's like, okay, well, you gonna leave me something. Now, if you doing all this stuff and he gets up to leave, he don't have to leave you nothing. Exactly. He ain't got to leave you $1. He just go right on with Susie and live his life, and now you upset in your feelings. So trust me, women, there's certain things wives don't do. Wives don't go ahead and just give out all of their wifely benefits because they understand the value of their wifely benefits.
There's a difference between Jennifer as a girlfriend, and Jennifer as your wife. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the benefit.
And you don't know the difference.
That's the VIP room. Exactly. That's the exclusiveness.
Exactly.
And fellas, there should be a difference. I don't pay all your bills as your boyfriend.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
We got to set some boundaries here. Now, I'm willing to as your husband, but we got to work to the benefits. See, if you treated your love life like a benefits package, like kind of like a job. If you say, okay, you've been doing all right, 90 days on the job. Yeah. You get a little increase in this, you get a little bit, but when you go the full Monty, because really what you're saying when you get married is we are really exclusive, by law exclusive. Yeah. Because it's against the law to marry someone else and be married to me. You going to jail. So that's the exclusive package. So that's where, and I'll share this and I'll let it go. Ladies, men play video games. When men play video games and they start off with a player, they can only do simple things with that player. So when they're doing a little fight game, okay, kick, punch, kick, punch, spin around. They keep playing and they keep adding in this diligent time and effort, because what they're hoping for is that eventually in playing with this player, I unlock something and then I can make the TV spin and the magic pop out. The fellas know what I'm talking about. That's how you should be. When we first start on this road, kick, punch, move. Basic. But once you get the wife, I should be able to unlock it all, and you should be all powerful, all knowing, all in. So make sure, fellas and ladies, you're treating yourself as if you have worth. Yeah. Know your worth, women. Know your worth. Don't overestimate your worth. Exactly. Don't. I said this to Mom the other day. I said, don't be. We talked about this, Joy. Don't be a Porsche asking for Honda prices. You're worth better than that, Queen. But also, if you know you a Honda, don't try to pass yourself off as no Porsche. If you've been around the block and you know that transmission slips, don't do that to yourself. Be honest but you got to be honest with yourself about where are you at on that spectrum. Yeah. And then date and find what you need to find for the person that can afford it. Okay. Amen. All right, ladies. So we're going to wrap up. We done went way over. I apologize about the mess up earlier about the disconnection. But this was really, really good. We wasn't able to get through everything, so we might have to do a part 2. So Danny was right. But
We'll go through our last words, and then we're gonna close out for the night, guys. So, Lady V, you have any last words to give to, or words of wisdom to give to women who want to be a wife?
Love your man. Do him right. Be a lady at all times.
Yeah. Jen?
Take ownership of past relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Own your wrong. Work on yourself. Do better. And occupy your time. Don't settle.
Yeah. I would say to those women who are looking to be married, one, you need to find out, are you a wife? Really do the really look into all the things that make up who you are and find out if you are a wife. And better yet, ask yourself the question, if you was a man, would you want to marry you? You know? And if not, then work on changing it. Work on changing whatever you need to work on, so that if you do become a wife, you can be the best wife that you can possibly be. So this has been another episode of Let's Talk About It with Rev, J, and Joy, the girl chat version. I want to thank my panelists tonight, Jen and Lady V. I mean, there was some amazing. I hope you guys got some amazing tools that you can actually take to work on bettering yourself as on your way to becoming a wife. I'll say that, on your way to becoming a wife. And we will see you all next week on Friday at 8:00. That show will be on how divorce impact children. So we will see you all next week. And as always, never let anybody steal your joy. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.